All right, all right. Hey, good morning, friends. Welcome to the J Talk Morning Show. Once again, who's your coach? Jay's your coach. Coach Jay right here with you on the J Talk Morning Show. Great to have you on with me this morning. Hope you're getting up, getting out, and getting your day started because the world needs what you have, my friend. So it's time to get up. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the competition, building important skills and qualities for life in competition. And we're going to dive into that. This week's talking about overcoming the loss of competition and what competing against others can actually do for you. So on cue the music to my imaginary producer way over there. Okay. So it is great to be with you. My name is Jay Goff. I'm your coach here and your host right here on the J Talk Morning Show every weekday morning, 8 a.m. on the east side of the U.S. of A. That's going to make 5 a.m. over on the west side of the USA. But right here in the middle of the U.S., it's 7 a.m. right here where I'm at in great sunny Missouri, actually. And so great to have you on board with me. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just go to J Talk Morning Show on YouTube. You'll find it. You'll see the thing with the American flag around it and everything like that, and so definitely go over there and subscribe. And then if you like what you're seeing, what you're hearing, share it. Let's increase the influence and increase the value that we can all together add to others. So it's great to have you on board with me this morning, and let's get started. How do we start our day each and every day, ladies and gentlemen? A little Java with Jay. That's right. All right. Got to wet the whistle. So building important skills and qualities for life in competition. That's what's important. We can become better versions of ourselves if we have something to gauge our what we want to achieve. If we have something to gauge that off of. What's our metrics? What's the metrics to show that we are actually improving, that we are becoming better versions of ourselves and better in our business, better in our leadership, better in our community, better in our own personal life? What's the metrics? You got to have metrics. You got to have something to measure it against, right? To know whether or not you're improving. Excuse me. 'Tis the season for everything to start flying around in the air now, pollen and stuff. So I maybe clear my throat a lot. I'm going to have to keep my finger right here on the mouse, right over the mute button. There. Just like that. Okay. So building confidence, is one of the things one of the skills and the qualifications for our personal life and our professional endeavors in competition. And like I say, we're all competing. We're competing against ourselves. At the very least, we're competing against ourselves, competing against the person who I was yesterday. Am I better today? Did I grow? Did I invest in stuff that's going to help me become a better version of myself? Because here's what I know. We all want to make a difference in the world. And at the end of our lives, we want to know, did we make a difference in our world, right? We all want that. We want to know that we made a difference, that we mattered, that our life mattered. Well, that usually means that we want to know, did I change somebody else's life? Did I make someone else's life better? Was I a positive influence in the life of other people? Anyone from my peers to my leadership, to my team, to my family, to my children, to my community, am I making a difference today? Well, we are constantly in competition with ourselves to improve ourselves so that we can be better today than we were yesterday, and we can be better tomorrow than we are today. So competition is great. Competition is necessary. Okay. So some of the things that participating in competitions, particular competitions, to be more precise, competitions, challenges, that can help you build several important skills and qualities for your life. And I want to touch on those today. So I want you to think about these things too, okay? Because if you're avoiding competition, if you're avoiding trying to learn from others, what are they doing? How can I do what they do but make it better? That in itself is competition. If you're a life coach, you're studying life coaches, you're learning from life coaches. What are they doing in their marketing? What are they doing in their presentations? How are they speaking? What are they writing blogs? Do they have a YouTube channel? Do they have a podcast? What's their websites look like? What do their website look like? What does their website? What do their websites? Okay, got that right. Folks, I'm from Texas. I speak Texan American. Okay. But all those things, you got to look at your quote unquote competition to know what do you need to do to not only do what they do, but do it better. Do what they do, but do it better. So we are always competing. What did I do yesterday? Okay, I was successful yesterday. So what can I learn from what I did yesterday, but do it better? So we're always in competition, whether with ourselves or with somebody else. So some of the things that competition can do for us, and this is why it's important to develop those skills and qualities for life in competitions. Okay. One, confidence. Confidence. Many of us lack confidence. We lack self-confidence. We lack self-confidence. Matter of fact, I would go on another step to say, referring to a talk I did a few weeks ago when I was promoting Jamie Kern Lima's book, Worthy. The question isn't always, do I lack confidence? The question is, do I lack self-worth? Do I feel that I'm worthy to compete? Do I feel that I'm worthy to stretch myself and be better than? Am I worthy? So that's a question we have to ask ourselves. And I wrote this book, this lesson before I got the book and actually read the book. So otherwise, that's the question we would ask. Builds up our self-worth as well. So I'm going to incorporate that right now on the talk. It's not in my notes, but in the talk, when we talk about building our confidence, we're also talking about building up our self-worth. Our self-worth. Am I worthy? And the answer is yes, you are. Okay. So building up self, competing in a competition can boost your self-confidence. It provides an opportunity to showcase your abilities and receive recognition for your talent and your hard work. This can have a positive impact on your overall self-belief and self-esteem, aka your self-worth as well. Okay, the next thing, and let's say howdy, hello, how you doing up here real quick? All right. Okay, we got a good friend John Fleck on this morning. That's always your question, John Fleck. So if that's your question, let me answer that for you, John. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, my friend. You are worthy. Okay. And John, I don't know if we've even talked about it or not yet, but if you don't have the book already, get the book, get the audio version too. I've got the audio book and I've got this one. So I can listen to the audio book all, throughout the day as I'm doing things. But get the book. It's incredible. Look her up on YouTube, Jamie Kern Lima. You will not be disappointed. I have shared this book. I've shared insights from her with my own daughters to learn and grow from. So absolutely. What's the next thing? The next quality, the next skill that we can all learn. It's this: discipline and time management. Okay. In competing, we know we have to have a structure. We have to have a plan, right? So discipline and time management. Preparing for a competition requires discipline and effective time management. It teaches you to set goals, create a schedule, and allocate time for practice, rehearsals, and other necessary preparations. These skills can be valuable in various aspects of your overall life. Now, we talk about time management, and you've heard me talk about time management. You can't manage time, right? But also incorporated in that is priority management. Are you prioritizing? Are you managing your priorities effectively in the time that you have? Are you actually sitting down with a time chart and saying, in this 15-minute window, this is what I'm doing? Part of the coaching process I do and helping people in this particular challenge they have and there's a lot of people that have this challenge, is the 15-minute increment planning process, where essentially every 15 minutes of your day is scheduled. It's pre-scheduled. And anything that you do throughout the day that wasn't in that 15-minute, okay, and you did it, put that in there so that at the end of the day and then at the end of the week, you can look back and see, here's where my time was spent. Everything from not just your responsible task, okay, but everything like in the first 15 minutes. I went to the bathroom, took a shower, boom, 15 minutes. You have to log it intentionally in, because here's how we find out where you're not prioritizing your time, where some of your time is spent. I would say that you can tell a person's potential for success in their future by looking at I always say, look at their date book, their calendar, date book, checkbook, and Facebook. Okay, Facebook. Look at 3 books. There are 3 books you can look at to determine a person's present state and their potential success. Date book, checkbook, Facebook. Now, when I say Facebook, I mean social media. Check their social media, right? But LinkedIn doesn't have LinkedIn book or Twitter book. Okay, so but that's how my brain works. But if you look at those 3 things, social media, what's on their date, what's in their calendar, their date book, okay? Um, and then, where are they spending their money? People talk about not having enough money. Okay, let's look at your checkbook. Let's see what you're doing, what you're spending. Okay. Now, when you look at checkbooks, a lot of times people don't even keep up with checks anymore as everything's digital. Okay, great. Let me look at your bank statement. Let's look at your bank statement. Let's see where your funds are going. And a lot of it's in subscriptions. And I'm guilty of this. In fact, that's one of the things I have to look at here is look at our subscriptions. How many things are we paying for that we don't even use? And I can promise you, if you're watching and listening right now, you fall in that category. Okay, now I'm getting sidelined here a little bit. I need to get back on track, but just to throw that out at you, what are you paying for you don't ever use anymore? You might write that on your to-do list to go and look at, what am I paying for I don't need anymore? I know it's on my to-do list. It needs to get on my to-done list. Okay. All right. So discipline and time management, that's one thing, and priority management. The third thing is performance skills and competing. One of the things that competition does for you is, of course, increases your ability, your performance skills. Whether you're performing as an entertainer, you're performing on the job, or you're performing and building your business, whatever that is, your performance, whatever that is, competition helps you perform better, right? Builds up your performance skills. Competing in a competition helps you develop and enhance your performance skills, whether it's singing, dancing, acting, or any other talent, or even in sports. Folks, come on, sports. When we hear competition, normally we think some sports activities, right? All right. Whether in a competition allows you to refine your skills, your stage presence, and ability to engage and entertain an audience. Now, this particular blog I wrote was for entertainers. And so that's why that's in my notes about the entertainment part, acting, singing, performing. But it applies to all aspects of your life. Whatever it is that you want to become better at, you've got to jump on the competition. And competition doesn't mean you go up on a stage and compete against other people directly. A lot of times it's just doing your research and looking to see what other people are doing. What are they doing? How are they doing it? What are they doing that they're not that, or what are they not doing that I can do to make what they're doing even better? And I can either, one, partner with them to help their program be better, or I can adopt their program and then increase it and improve it and make it better, right? And that becomes my program. Okay. Number 4, competing also helps us to develop our skills and qualities for life in resilience and determination. Helps us to become more determined. Helps us to overcome challenge. Look, if you won everything every time, you have not built up your resilience. As a matter of fact, you've gotten complacent. If you're winning every single time, you're not competing, okay, with anybody. What you're doing is you're just taking the easy way out, and you're going to all the programs and things that you know you can win, because there's no other way anybody else could win. So you jump on that. You say, I'm going over there because I know I can win because I'm better than everybody else there. Well, that's great for motivational self-talk. But if it's true, then are you really stretching yourself and growing? Or are you just showing off? That's the thing. And Coach Jay is not a big fan of show-offs. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. I will call you on it. I will call you on it because people need to be called on that. Are you just showing off or are you actually stretching? Okay. I started to get on a political rant there for a minute. I thought, no, I think I'll hold off on that one. But if you have the abilities to compete in an area that you know you're far more powerful and stronger at than the others, then you're not competing, you're not stretching, you're showing off and you're conquering for the sake of conquering. Okay? Just so you can feel better about yourself. Isn't that the way that bullies do? Bullies do that. Bullies go after the little guys because they know they can intimidate them and beat them, right? They don't go after the guys that are like their size or bigger. No, they go after the little guys. These are bullies. They do it, but they don't become better at anything. They don't become stronger. They don't become better people by doing that. They're showing their true character, right? But for them, they feel like they are in control, that they are the powerful one. And the truth is, bullies are not in control of themselves. That's why they have to try to control others. But building that resilience and determination, competition often come with challenges and setbacks. In fact, there will be setbacks. If there's no setbacks, if there's no mistakes, no failures, rather, if you don't fail, you're not stretching enough. Participating teaches you to be resilient and determined in the face of obstacles. It helps you develop the mental strength to persevere, adapt, and stay focused on your goals. So, okay, I wasn't successful here, but I still want to win in this area. So what do I need to do? Well, identify what you did well, identify what you need to improve on, and then make a plan. Make a plan. Develop a strategy. Say, okay, I'm going to emphasize and capitalize on the things I did well. The things I did not do well, I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow. I'm develop. I'm going to rehearse. I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice. Okay. And I'm going to get better. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to compete again. Each time you should be better than the last time. And so, like for me, for this competition over the last weekend, my goal next time is to place. My ultimate goal is to win. But if I didn't even place this time and I place the next time, that means I did the work. I improved. And I will be happy with placing. It's not settling for, it's recognizing the fact that I improved my game. What do you need to improve on to be better in a competitive field that you're in? Whether it's in business or in relationships or your personal life. What are you growing in? How are you becoming better in whatever you're trying to improve on and whatever you're competing in? You got to be determined. You got to do this. Okay. That didn't work out. Resilience. This is resilience, folks. This is resilience. Okay. It didn't work. It does not control me nor my emotions. I need to step back, take a look at it, and realistically, okay. And what do I need to do better? Do I need to get help? Do I need a coach? Do I need a mentor? And you say, okay, wipe the dust off, clean my hands, wipe my feet off, leave the stage. It's on to the next thing. Boom. You can't dwell on the past and grow in the future. Okay. You can't dwell on the past and develop into the future. You've got to let it go, move forward, but learn from the past. That's the thing. We learn from our past. We live in the present and we lean into the future. I don't know if you've ever heard me say that before, but I've said that many times. You got to learn from the past, live in the present, and lean into the future. You can't lean forward and backwards at the same time, folks. If you do that, you're rocking and going nowhere. Okay. Leaning forward, back to the past. Leaning forward, back in the past. You're just rocking. You're not moving anywhere. And this is your current state. So learn from the past, live in the present, lean forward, move forward. Resilience. Number 5, constructive criticism. Checking the time there. And good morning, Kathleen or Catherine. It's good to have you back on. Forgive me for that. Catherine, it's good to see you on again. John says adding that book to his list. Absolutely. If you don't know what he's talking about, folks, and you're getting on this late, boom, boom. Jamie Kern Lima's book, Worthy. Jamie, you really should be giving me some royalties for this free promotion. All right. I forgot to put the do. There we go. How to win losing competition, part 3. And this is part 3. It's building important skills and qualities for life. Okay, number 5, constructive criticism. I touched on that a little bit yesterday. Listen, you need competition, and then you need to embrace constructive criticism. There are going to be those that want to destruct you, okay? Those are the ones you don't want to listen to. If somebody's breaking you down, tearing you down, and you know what? I talked about sportsmanship yesterday a little bit. I saw some great sportsmanship this weekend, and then I saw some that was totally lacking. I saw some guys that just like, okay, I see divas here. I see that they think a little bit more highly of themselves than they really should. Look, sometimes we got to get the wind knocked out of us. Sometimes we need a little bit of that humble pie. We take it, we embrace it, we realize, okay, it didn't work out this time. For whatever reason, they won. I didn't. Maybe it was because they were actually better. Maybe because you didn't bring your game. Maybe because the band played the wrong key. Okay. I know that was part of my problem, but that wasn't all my problem. A lot of my problem was on me. Looking back at the video, I say, okay, ooh, shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have moved that way. Need to work on that move, on that vocal. I mean, there's things I needed to do, you know? But look for that criticism. Ask for honest, open criticism. You don't have to say brutal. Some people, will give brutal criticism. And call it constructive. Well, it doesn't have to be brutal. It has to be honest, and it should be done with empathy. It should be done with heartfelt emotions. Heartfelt concern, I should say, and a desire for that person to grow and become better. If you're giving the constructive criticism, you got to make sure, are you doing it from a place of empathy and compassion and candor? Candor and care? Are you doing it in a way to elevate yourself and de-escalate the other person, de-elevate them? You don't want to do that. Constructive criticism. Competitions provide an opportunity, an amazing opportunity, to receive constructive criticism from judges and mentors, and also peers too. This feedback can be invaluable in identifying areas for improvement and refining your skills. Learning to accept and incorporate feedback is an essential skill for personal and professional growth. Okay, accept it, incorporate it, apply it, implement it, learn from the criticism. Okay, know who you're getting the criticism from. Are they qualified to give you constructive, honest feedback? If you go to your family, a lot of times they're going to say, "Oh, you did a great job. Oh, no, you were good. I don't know why you didn't win. Boo on them and yay on you. It's just unfair." If that's the only set of criticism you're getting, that's not criticism. That's false praise. That's false praise. They probably see things, but they don't want to hurt your feelings. Listen, folks, if you want to become better at anything, you got to set your feelings aside. Feelings aside. The only feelings that matter is the feelings you can predict you'll receive when you win. Say, go for that emotion, that feeling. But when it comes to actually getting things done, you got to switch off the emotion and turn on the logic. So if people are just telling you you're great, and you're not great, you may not even be good. These are the wrong people to listen to. If you were great, you would have won. right? If you were great, you would have won. So, no, you're not great. You might not even be good. You might not even be competing in your strengths. Maybe you need to do something else. These are things to consider. Maybe you haven't had enough time in this particular arena. I went up against now while I've been entertaining for, off and on 40 years and not to an extent that many are. um, I've had years of experience of knowing the craft. But many of these people that I went up against, this is all they do. They have performances, they have shows, they do competitions constantly. This is what they do. This is like their 9 to 5, if you will. Okay, more like 8 to midnight. Okay, 8 a.m. to midnight. It's a very tough and grueling role to be in. But going up against guys like that, and you haven't been doing the work as long as they have, you cannot expect to be the champion. And if you are, you should question the judges. I know I would. I'm like, look, if I win and I've never competed before, and I have, this was twice though, but you might as well say, against somebody that does this for a living and they do this all the time, I don't know. Something's not right. They can't be that bad if they do it all the time. And I can't be that good if I don't. And the same with you, right? So seek out that kind of criticism. Okay, moving on. Networking and connections. Competing helps you connect with other people as well. Networking. Competitions bring together individuals with similar interests and passions. Participating in competitions allows you to network and build connections within your field. These connections can lead to mentorship, collaboration, and future opportunities, future mutual opportunities, collaborations. There's a saying I have that competitions build great companies, but collaboration builds great communities, right? So network, network, network. Get with other people in your industry, learn and grow, and maybe even partner. You do some collaborative work. Okay, doing podcasts. One of the great thing about doing podcasts is getting collaborating with others. Be on their podcast. Invite them onto your podcast. This is a collaborative effort. I'm in the personal life and leadership executive field development. Um, I'm going to have people on this podcast that are in the same industry, and we're going to learn and grow from each other. And I'll share their information on my podcast, and they'll share me on theirs and reach their audience. And so we'll have shared audience. But that's part of collaboration. All right. Moving on, and then we're going to need to wrap this up. Grace under pressure. Competing in a high pressure environment can teach you to remain calm, composed, and focused. It helps develop your ability to perform well under stress and handle nerves effectively. It makes you tougher, my friends. It makes you tougher. If you don't fall down and skin your knees, you're going to have little delicate knees for all your life. If you don't fall down and hurt yourself once in a while, you will never, ever be stronger. So losing competitions, when that's matched with resilience and persistence, okay, builds grace under pressure. You'll learn how to deal with it. All right. And finally, being in the competitive world and competitive nature, whatever it is you're competing against, whether it's business or personal life or entertainment, goal setting. Goal setting is a skill and a quality we all need to develop. So this helps you also develop your skills in goal setting. Well, you got to plan for it. What do I got to do to get there? Okay. Competitions provide a clear goal to work towards. Participating helps you develop the skill of setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. That's called the SMART goals. I'm going to say that again if you've never heard this before. SMART, SMART goals. It's part of the coaching process, part of you developing your goal process. Okay. The process of goal setting is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay. This skill can be applied to other areas of life, such as academics, career, and personal development. Anything you want to do, set a goal. You're going to plan a vacation, use the SMART goal process. Okay. You want to build a business, use the SMART goal process. You're going to go out on a date with your honey, use the SMART goal process. Plan it, strategize. Okay. Participating in competition can be a transformative experience that builds not only specific skills but also personal qualities that contribute to your overall growth and success. So get up, get out there, get at it, compete, compete, compete. Look for competition in your arena, your area. Look for competition in your businesses. Okay, the alike businesses. What are other people doing that you're not doing that you can do but do it better? How can you invent or innovate to become better, and look for the all the amazing fruits that come from competing. I touched on those today. Your goal setting, grace under pressure, networking connections, constructive criticism, resilience, determination, performance skills, discipline and time management, and confidence. These are the things, the qualities, and the skills that you develop when you're competing. So go compete, become a better version of yourself, and you're going to become a better version for the world. All right, my friends, that's what I got for you today. It's so great to have you on board with me again. Thank you for joining me. We're going to kick on out of here now. And tomorrow, what I'm going to share with you, because we're continuing this, some of the benefits of receiving constructive criticism in a competition. So we're going to focus on the constructive criticism aspect of competition. Whatever the competition may be, whatever you're doing. Constructive criticism is what's going to help you grow and develop, become that version of yourself that you want to become, and you become that influencer for others as well. And so stay tuned for tomorrow. And also in 2 weeks, well, no, 2 weeks, 1 week and 1 day, next Friday, the 29th, I'm going to have my very first guest on. And Mrs. Katrina Goff, that's right, the coach to your coach. My honey is going to be my first interviewer on this podcast, first guest, and so you don't want to miss out on that, because she's going to be providing some valuable information that's going to show you how you can have your best life yet. Okay, my friends? Until we meet again, my friends, remember, get up, get out, get at it, because the world needs what you have to say, okay, or have to offer. All right, God bless you. I'll see you next time on the J Talk Morning Show. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want some subscriptions, please. I need them. Oh, good. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.